Johar, my name is Shruti and I am from JUSCO school Kadma. Art. The three letters can pronounce creativity in every shape and form. Art Integrated Learning (AIL) is a teaching learning model which is based on learning with the culmination of art. It is a process where art becomes the medium of teaching learning, a key to understanding concepts within any subject of the curriculum. Art integrated teaching is the finest form of teaching and learning. It includes drawing and painting, dance, drama, music, etc. Become an integral part of the classroom process. It also implies adopting an art integrated curriculum where art forms become the basis of classroom learning. I would like to extend a warm welcome to the respected dignitaries and students of Sunshine Worldwide School, Goa. Please sit tight and enjoy.
Johar, I am Shashank Kumar from Standard 12C, JUSCO School, Kadma. I do not want to have you to fill the empty parts of me. I want to be full on my own. I want to be so complete I could light up a whole city and then I would set it on fire.
Johar, my name is Aniket Ranjan of 12C, JUSCO School, Kadma. Cheap beer, amazing beaches, and astonishing nightlife. You just can't dislike this place. But let me amuse you with some more reasons which totally justify the statement work hard and play hard. Although we would share the story of some successful entrepreneurs of Goa who are running their startups successfully, quietly lurking in the shadows are the Goan entrepreneurs sprouting out the startups in Goa. So, let us meet the women themselves. The first one coming up is Ashwini Aditya.
Johar. As a woman entrepreneur, I established Shree Foods in 1996 and have been steadily catering my way to success. Shree Foods started out of my home with 1 or 2 workers, and a decade later, you know what? I had 10 to 15 workers cooking up a storm for me. As if Shree Foods in itself is not a full-time preoccupation, I also find time for social initiatives. I guide and give talks at the Sahitya Sammelan in Goa to encourage the growth of women entrepreneurs. I have discovered that in the catering business, we have to be prepared for any eventuality, and the same goes for everyone.
Let us meet another strong personality from Goa, who is Jayashree Parwar.
Johar. In India, sadly, menstruation, a normal physical process, is still a taboo topic. Also, due to lack of the proper knowledge, women are unaware of how to dispose of the sanitary pads in a healthy manner. Dumped along with other garbage, these plastic made pads remain in the environment, polluting our surroundings. But all is not lost as individuals like me, that is, Jayashree Parwar, are taking up the initiative to save the environment and provide women with a healthier way of living. The villages in Goa have many self-help groups made up of 9 to 10 women. When my group Saheli was approached with the opportunity to save the environment, I was quick to give my affirmation. I, with the help of 3 other women, started the production of biodegradable sanitary pads. The main component of it is the pine wood paper. This pad, when buried in mud, gets degraded within 8 days. I also reflect upon the whole issue about how unhealthy plastic sanitary pads or pads made out of clothes are as I relate to it on a personal level. In a society which is habitual of shunning the topic of menstruation, I was able to bring about a social revolution in my village by never accepting defeat. In the starting, I faced many problems. I would set up my stalls in exhibitions in every village and people would run away at the sight of pads. Only people who were aware of the problem with non-biodegradable waste were ready to listen and buy it. And my struggles have paid off. With my village supporting my initiative run by women, the production takes place in my house itself in a safe and hygienic manner My initiative also includes providing the women of my village with a livelihood. With the aim to take the manufacturing to a national level, I want every woman to lead a healthy lifestyle. I want to hold events in schools to make children learn the necessity to use biodegradable products to combat the growing issue of proper waste management.
Another wonderful person in the world of fashion. Are you interested in fashion? Let's meet Akshara Khanut.
Johar, Akshada Khanur, born and brought up in the capital city of Goa and married to a prominent businessman. My journey into the fashion world began right from my childhood. I am one of those self-made ladies who pursued my dreams in the world of fashion despite no formal education in the field. Goa, being a small state, it isn't as well equipped as other states in terms of production houses, the supply of raw materials, etc. So yes, I faced a lot of challenges, but I overcame them and now I am one of the best self-made entrepreneurs in Goa. According to me, fashion is being a way of who you are and what you are for yourself because comfort always comes first.
What about graphic designing? Let us meet a self-esteem model in this field. She is none other than Shrimi Pai.
Johar. When anyone close to us departs, everything seems to be lost and blurred. The story is a kind that would motivate any lost soul. I am bold and self-motivated and had my father as my support. After his demise, I had to build up courage by myself. Unwillingly married, I had to adjust to my new house, but the hunger to create my own identity persisted. After taking on series of small jobs, I then taught myself graphic design. I managed my children and still was able to set up my own business all by my will and hard work. Sharing my message to other struggling women entrepreneurs, I say that firstly it is important that women learn to maintain self-esteem at every step, and secondly, women should not tolerate injustice, not to be taken for granted. At last, I would like to say that empowered women are powerful beyond measure and beautiful beyond description.
Do you like washing clothes? If not, let us have a peek. Do you like washing clothes? If not, let us have a peek into a personality that has made laundry easier.
If you have work, discipline, and determination, nothing is impossible, and Namita Tripathi is one of those who has proved this statement to be absolutely true. I am an entrepreneur who is in the business of laundry, which is considered to be a male-dominated field. I am the founder of Goa's first market laundry unit, White Cloud. Started 18 years ago with support of family and friends, White Cloud now has multiple outlets in Goa. It is one of the most famous outlets for quality laundry service. I always knew that a woman's life is not restricted to household duties alone, but she is capable of doing much more. So, with the support of my husband, I decided to start my own venture. Starting out, there was no laundry service in Goa like the ones in metropolitan cities. And while doing my housework, I felt a dire need for laundry services. To bridge this gap, I launched the flagship store of White Cloud in 2000 and have not looked back since then. I have proved that a woman can excel at handling big business along with managing household work.
We all love to travel, don't we? And if it's Goa, is like icing on cake. Someone has made traveling to Goa very interesting. She is none other than Maria Victor.
Johar. When thinking of Goa, the first thing that comes to most people's minds is the beaches. However, there is much more that this culturally vibrant state has to offer. And in light of that, Maria Victor, that is me, have founded Make It Happen, offering tourists a chance to explore the less obvious aspects of Goa. The company came about as a result of my passion for travel and exploration. A management accountant by profession, I left behind my steady job in Mumbai to focus on Goa and offering great experiences to the tourists visiting it. Something which makes the company unique is that it does not hire professional tourist guides. Instead, it employs locals who are passionate about sharing their heritage and culture. In my own words, we approached retired professionals to lead our walks. With their various experiences in life, they originally became very good storytellers. To add to this, the availability of time in conjunction with personal touch takes their passion to another level. It was the idea of giving tourism in Goa a new narrative as seen and lived by Goans that got them interested in working with us.
Johar. Nothing can hold the young minds back from working hard for their families. Yes, strange to hear, but Jharkhand has the most number of successful stories where the budding women entrepreneurs are shining brightly with their startups. We are bringing out the stories of rural entrepreneurs who have broken up the stereotypes and led their way to rule the industry of startup, which was once considered as the industry of men.
Johar. I am a 30-year-old woman of Nagar Siskari, Sisai block, Gumla district in Jharkhand. I got married in the year 1996 and have 3 children studying in Ranchi. My family depends on marginal agricultural activities for our livelihood. With a low annual income, my family struggled to meet our basic requirement. The training helped me increase my profit through the scientific cultivation of land. Later in the year 2015, I received training on entrepreneurship development, where I learned about the benefit of market feasibility study, break-even point, investment, social enterprise. It helped me in organizing the priorities and establish and run my grocery store. After the full-fledged training on enterprise development and management, I have expanded my operation in retail by providing an array of products to the community as per their demands. I generate an annual profit of 10,000 from selling grocery products and social products such as sanitary napkins, addressing hygiene condition of the community with the saving I make by selling Lalita. I purchased second-hand auto which is used for transportation for procurement of grocery from market and aggregation of local products from village and sale to the market. With my humble story, I can say that nothing is impossible even for the weaker section of the society.
Johar, Babita Devi. I am an entrepreneur residing in the village of Navatoli, Jharkhand. I am an energetic woman with the zeal and hope to address the needs of the community. I aggregate pulses, rice, other grains from the community members and sell them in the market. I have built my place in the community because they recognize my valuable contribution. Speaking about the change that I see in my life, I said earlier, I was not confident and people called me uneducated. But now, slowly over time, people treat me as one of a knowledgeable person of the village. According to me, we need to reshape our perception of how we view ourselves. We have to step up as women and take the lead.
Feminism isn't about making women strong. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength. Thank you.
जोहार, मैं जिया दत्ता कक्षा 12वीं की छात्रा आज आपको गोवा की संस्कृति के बारे में बताऊंगी। भारत विभिन्नताओं का देश है। वो अपनी विभिन्नताओं के लिए जाना जाता है। उसी देश में एक छोटा सा राज्य गोवा, जिसकी संस्कृति अद्भुत है। गोवा भारत का सबसे छोटा और जनसंख्या के अनुसार चौथा सबसे छोटा राज्य है। पूरी दुनिया में गोवा अपने सुंदर समुद्रों के किनारों के लिए जाना जाता है। गोवा राज्य पूरी तरह से प्राकृतिक खूबसूरती, कला और संस्कृति से भरा पड़ा है और देखने के लिए हर साल 63 लाख से ज़्यादा पर्यटक आते हैं। गोवा
को रोम ऑफ द ईस्ट के नाम से भी जाना जाता है। गोवा की पहचान यहाँ की खूबसूरत बीचों, पार्टियों, रोमांचित करने वाली नाइट लाइफ, वाटर स्पोर्ट, खान पान, रहन सहन, वेशभूषा आदि में है। अब मेरी मित्र निदा आप लोगों को गोवा के अन्य विशेषताओं से परिचित कराएंगी।
जोहार, मैं निदा रियाज कक्षा 12वीं की छात्रा आपको गोवा के इतिहास के बारे में बताऊंगी। गोवा में मौर्य वंश के शासन की स्थापना हुई। यहाँ पर कई शासकों ने शासन किया। सन 1510 ईस्वी में पुर्तगाली शासन की शुरुआत गोवा में हुई और ये शासन बहुत लंबे समय तक चला। 1947 में स्वतंत्रता प्राप्ति के बाद भारत ने पुर्तगाली प्रदेशों को भारत को सौंपने का अनुरोध किया, किंतु पुर्तगाल ने इससे मना कर दिया। परिणाम स्वरूप गोवा को भारत में शामिल कर लिया गया। 30 मई 1987 में केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों ने गोवा को भारत का 25वां राज्य का दर्जा दिया गया। गोवा की कला और संस्कृति में यूरोपीय संस्कृति काफ़ी ज़्यादा दिखाई देती है, क्योंकि गोवा 450 साल तक पुर्तगाल शासन के अधीन रहा है। गोवा में सारे धर्म द्वारा सारे त्यौहार बड़े धूमधाम से मनाए जाते हैं, जो यहाँ की कला और संस्कृति में विविधता में एकता को दिखाते हैं। गोवा की कला और संस्कृति काफ़ी प्राचीन दिखाई देती है। ऐसा कहा जाता है कि 1000 साल पहले गोवा को कोंकण काशी के नाम से जाना जाता था।
जोहार, मैं नंदिनी रॉय 12वीं की छात्रा आज आपके सामने गोवा के खान पान और गोवा के त्योहारों के बारे में कुछ शब्द प्रस्तुत करने वाली हूँ। गोवा का खान पान। गोवा के इतिहास के बाद गोवा के खान पान के बारे में अगर मैं कहूँ कि आप भारत के किसी भी क्षेत्र के क्यों ना हो, पर अपने भोजन के लिए गोवा के मेहरबान हैं तो गलत नहीं होगा, क्योंकि गोवा का भोजन पर्यटकों को लुभाने के लिए सबसे अच्छा है। गोवा के भोजन में ताज़ा सामुद्रिक भोजन झींगे, केकड़े, किंगफिश, मसल्स और कस्तूरी काफ़ी लोकप्रिय है। इनके साथ भोजन में मछली करी और चावल यहाँ सबसे अच्छा संयोजन है। गोवा के त्यौहार। अगर बात त्योहारों की करें तो गोवा में कई प्रकार के त्यौहार मनाए जाते हैं, लेकिन गोवा में क्रिसमस और नया साल हर्षोल्लास के साथ मनाया जाता है। गोवा में कार्निवल एक उत्सव का मौसम है। इसे पारंपरिक रूप से रोमन कैथोलिक में मनाया जाता है। गोवा के कुछ अन्य त्यौहार हैं, जैसे नवा वर्ष, थ्री किंग्स फेस्ट, गोवा कार्निवल, ईस्टर, गोवा मेमोरेबल डे, किंग्समस डे और आदि।
धन्यवाद नंदिनी। गोवा के हस्तशिल्प। गोवा में विभिन्न हस्तकला, एम्पोरियम और सभी प्रमुख पर्यटन स्थलों में बेचे जाते हैं। गोवा के शिल्प में मिट्टी के बर्तन और टेराकोटा, लकड़ी का काम, पीतल और धातु का काम, क्रॉकेट और कढ़ाई, बांस शिल्प, फाइबर शिल्प, बैटिक प्रिंट और धातु एम्पोरियम, एम्बोसिंग आदि प्रमुखता में शामिल हैं। गोवा की वेशभूषा। गोवा के पहनावे में महिलाओं की पारंपरिक वेशभूषा जिसे 9 गज की साड़ी शामिल होती है, जिसे पानो भजू के नाम से जाना जाता है। इस तरह से झारखंड के आदिवासी और गोवा के पारंपरिक परिधान में साड़ी मुख्य पहनावा है। गोवा की कला और संस्कृति। गोवा में नृत्य और संगीत कला और संस्कृति का अहम हिस्सा है। गोवन कला में फुगड़ी, ढलो और कुनबी आदि शामिल होते हैं। इस प्रकार से मैं गागर में सागर की उपाधि गोवा को देना चाहती हूँ, जो एक छोटे से राज्य में कितना सब कुछ समा कर रखा है। मैं गोवा की इस विभिन्न संस्कृति पर एक कविता प्रस्तुत करने जा रही हूँ। भारत भू के सिंधु तीर पर बसा है गोवा, भारत भू के सिंधु तीर पर बसा है गोवा, सपनों से प्यारा गोवा, राज दुलारा गोवा। नवचेतन की मंगलता है शान हमारा गोवा, यहाँ धरती उगाए सोना, यहाँ किसान बहाए पसीना, यहाँ धरती उगाए सोना, यहाँ किसान बहाए पसीना, गोवा हमारा गोवा। मंगेशी यहाँ की काशी, देवों की होती यात्रा, शांता दुर्गा रखे अविनाश। आधुनिकता केंद्र बना है सम्मान हमारा गोवा, गोवा शान हमारा गोवा। कलंगुट की मस्त किनारा, नवयौवन को करे इशारा, वास्को बंदरगाह प्यारा, व्यापारिक जीवन का सहारा। सुंदरता की रानी, पणजी है जिसकी राजधानी, पर्यटकों का प्यारा, गोवा हमारा न्यारा, गोवा हमारा न्यारा। धन्यवाद।
ना पूछो ज़माने को कि क्या हमारी कहानी है, ना पूछो ज़माने को कि क्या हमारी कहानी है। हमारी पहचान तो सिर्फ ये है कि हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं। नमस्ते, सवादिका and hello everyone. India. India is a home to different religions, cultures, traditions and ethnicities. India is a land of rich and colorful heritage. Each state of India has its own history, culture, customs and values. And one such is Goa. Goa is a state on the southwestern coast of India within the Konkan region. It is located between the Indian state of Maharashtra to the north and Karnataka to the south. Goa is India's smallest state by area and fourth smallest by population. The capital of Goa is Panaji and the largest city is Vasco da Gama. Our motherland India is a linguistically diverse country and so is Goa. Goa's official and majoritarian language is Konkani with over 57% of its speakers. It's followed by Marathi, Hindi, Urdu and Kannada. Goa is a majestically beautiful state and is considered as India's one of the top holiday destinations. It attracts thousands of international as well as domestic tourists all over the globe every year. The first thing that comes into our mind just after hearing the name of Goa is their beaches, isn't it? Goa is a home to several paradise beaches in such an extent that every 5 minutes of travel will take you to a new beach. That's the reason why Goa is also known as Mini Thailand. Beaches like Baga, Kendolim, Anjuna, Vagator, Pelolium, Agonda and Mojim seems none less than heaven. Adding the fun factor, beaches in Goa also offers various water sports like parasailing, paragliding, snorkeling, banana boat riding and many. Exports in Goa. Goa stood as the 16th largest exporting state from the country in the year 2017 to 18, occupying a share of total 0.69% in India's overall exports. The pharmaceutical sector accounts for the majoritarian exports in Goa with over 51% of total exports. In terms of export value, Mormugao Seaport is the major port, followed by Debolim Airport. Now let's get our lips smacking with the Goa's delicacies and cuisines. Goa's cuisine is world famous for its unique culture and food habits. The staple food of Goa is fish curry and rice. Most of the dishes incorporate coconuts, rice, fish, pork, meat and local spices like kokum, making the taste really unique. The main attraction of the Goan food are seafoods like sheet kodi, fried fish, crabs, prawn curry, the spicy chorizo and sausages. Popular state liquor named as Feni is an intoxicated drink made from coconut and cashew adds to the wow and amazing factor of the Goan cuisine. Economy of Goa. Goa's economic growth is driven by the strong performance of its industrial sectors like tourism, pharmaceuticals, fishing and agriculture. The major industry in Goa is tourism, which accounts for 12% of total international tourists visiting every year in Goa. The mining and fishing industry has also a major impact at its economy. Other industries contributing to Goa's economy are footwears, tires, fertilizers and pesticides. From the current data, there's been a progressive and positive economic growth of Goa for past some years. Now, it's time for some unique and wow factors about Goa, making it really different from other states in India. Goa is also a rich and prosperous state in terms of wildlife. Over 1/3 of total land in Goa is a forest area. The flora and fauna comprises over 1512 documented species of plants, 275 genera of birds, 48 genera of animals and 60 genera of reptiles. It's really amazing. India's very first printing press started operation at St. Paul College of Goa. It is also the first ever printing press of Asia. Goa is also known as liquor capital of India with over 7,000 bars across the state. The world famous Basilica of Bom Jesus Church, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is also situated here. Now, at last, I would like to present a poem by me describing my trip to Goa. The name of the poem is My Days at Goa. My days at Goa. I had a vacation with boring sensation, stuck at my home with lots of temptation. Remembering my memories from the golden past, the visions of the days at Goa came really fast. The trip to Goa was none less than a dream, and having some gala time with my brother with loads of ice cream. The excitement and enthu drove me all the way, and every moment carried some adventures till the last day. The delicious seafoods increased my appetite, and yes, who can forget the awesome headphone parties all the night. Watching the beautiful sunsets at the shore, you'll have a calmness in your heart you had never before. The majestic land of beaches brought some fullness to my life. It gave me the cherishable moments till I'll be alive. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I am Srishti Darshan Sinha of Standard 12, a bio learner. I'll present before you an art integration project of science. My topic for today is seafood of Goa. With an impressive 105 kilometers of glorious coastline, it's no wonder that Goa is famed for some exceptionally fresh and tasty seafoods. The Goan seafood. The Goan seafood is highly influenced by the Portuguese culture. Since Goa is a multi-ethnic state which mostly comprises of Hindus and Christians, there are two distinct types of Goan cuisines to try out: the Hindu cuisine and the Catholic cuisine. The Hindu cuisine is majorly pescatarian and mostly comprises of rice and curries. Goa really caters for non-vegetarian meat lovers. Goa is famous for its seafood, the classic dish being Goan fish curry and rice. Apart from a curry preparation, fish is also fried and sometimes pickled. Kingfish is probably the most common item on the menu, but pomfret, dormer, shark, tuna and mackerel are hot favorites as well. Fish is not only the popular catch in Goa, it is famous for its other seafoods like prawn, shrimp, lobsters, calamaris, crabs, jellyfish, cuttlefish, oysters and many more. Dry fishes of Goa. Goan plate cannot do without fish and seafood. So Goa stock up dry fish in the month of May before the onset of monsoon. Fish like prawn, mackerel, Bombay duck are salted and dried under the sun by fisher folks during summer months for monsoon. These dry fishes are packed and exported to various parts of the world and earn foreign exchange. Popular Goan seafood dishes: rice, seafood, coconut, vegetables, meat, pork and local spices contribute to the magic of Goan cuisine. Since Goa has a seaside, the people highly rely on seafood for their diet. Some people even believe that a Goan meal is incomplete without fish. Goan meals also include kokum in a lot of their recipes, which bring out a special flavor to the dish. The Goan seafood constitutes of kingfish, which is pretty common in their meals. Other seafood meals include prawns, pomfret, shark, tuna, crabs, lobsters, squids, etc. The Goan seafood is highly influenced by the Portuguese culture. Lip-smacking Goan seafood. The Goan fish curry. Also known as jiti kori, it is the staple food of Goan people. It is loaded with coconut and spices. Kokum is used to give it a tangy flavor. Instead of pomfret, kingfish or prawns are also used. The Goan prawn curry. Made in coconut milk, the Goan prawn curry will satisfy your seafood hunger. Crab shakuti. Made up of crab, potatoes, onions and coconut, this is yet another Portuguese-influenced dish with loads of spices in it. Kashmiri chilies are used to give it a spicy taste. The pomfret rechedio. Marinate the pomfret with salt, turmeric and lime. Smear the marinated pomfret with rechadio paste, and every pocket of pomfret must be covered with the paste, and deep fry the pomfret. The crunchy chorizo. In Goa, missiles are called shenaneo. Cooked nicely in a beautiful blend of spices, the mussels are loaded with flavor. They are nicely coated with the coconut flavored gravy, which is the trademark of Goan cuisine. The Goan style lobster. Lobster wrapped in a mixture of grinded spices like ginger, garlic, coconut, chili, peppercorn, and fried. The nutritional value of Goan seafood. Seafoods are really healthy for you, lower in calories and high in protein. Very easy to digest and naturally tender. They cook easily, it doesn't matter what method you choose. Here are the nutritional value of Goan fish curry is shared. Now, over to Shruti.
Johar everyone, this is Shruti Mishra from class 12 Science of JUSCO School Kadma, Jharkhand. It is a privilege to be associated with you and share our ideas and interactions with you. Today we will discuss the fishing mechanisms adopted in Goa by the fishermen. Now I would like to call my fourth friend Shreya to present the next part.
I would like to say about fishing techniques in Goa. The small state of Goa is endowed with a dazzling array of marine biodiversity along its coastal line. We live in an age of accelerated human impact on marine ecosystems everywhere. Goa is no exception to this case. Beside human-induced climate change, these marine ecosystems are also threatened at local levels by excess human use, including fishing pressure, unregulated tourism, and unplanned coastal development. We know that some animals like dolphins and bats have used sound as a medium of communication and object detecting for millions of years. But use of the sound by humans in the water is initially recorded by Leonardo da Vinci in 1419. A tube inserted into the water was said to be used to detect vessels by placing an ear to the tube. Sonar was first patented by Louis Richardson and German physician Alexander Baum in 1913. A fisherman is basically a person who earns his livelihood by catching and selling fish. The fisherman usually live in an area closer to a water body like a river, lake, and canal. The life of a fisherman is usually tiring and dangerous. At the same time, his day begins at the break of dawn and ends when it's dark. Now Shruti will continue.
Problem faced by fishermen in Goa from weather and climate. However, over the last few years, climate change and the ensuing shifts in the marine environment have disrupted the rhythm of their lives. Long gone are the days of big catches and the subsequent rise in seasonal income for the small-scale fishers. Fisheries sector plays a significant role for socio-economic development of the country. The contribution of the fishing industry to the development of the state economy has been increasing over the years as measured by the percentage share in the net state domestic product NSDP and its share in the total output of the primary sector GOG 2030. In Goa, fishermen use different ways to catch fish. First is traditional method. In traditional method, there are gill net fishing and rod fishing. And in modern method, there are sonar and fish finder. From here, Shreya will continue.
Sonar was itself originally an acronym from sound navigation and ranging. It is the method of detecting, locating, and determining the speed of object through the use of reflected sound wave. A system using transmitted and reflected underwater sound wave to detect and locate submerged object. The aquatic frequency used in sonar system vary from very low to extremely high. There are two types of sonar, active sonar and passive sonar. Active sonar, when sound are emitted in pulses and listened from echoes. Passive sonar basically used for detecting noise made by others. Now Ramsha will continue.
Johar everyone, I did like to introduce myself. My name is Ramsha Iqbal. I am student of class 12, JUSCO School Kadma, Jamshedpur, Jharkhand. Today I will be talking about fish preservation. My purpose today is to tell you about how fishes are preserved, why they are preserved, and what are the methods of their preservation. Fishes is one of the protein foods that needs careful handling. This is because fish spoils easily after capture due to the high tropical temperature, which accelerates the activities of bacteria, enzymes and chemical oxidation of fat in the fish. Due to poor handling, about 30 to 50% of fish harvested are wasted in Nigeria. These losses could be minimized by the application of proper handling, processing and preservation techniques. The purpose of processing and preserving fish is to get fish to an ultimate consumer in good unstable condition. Now, as we are talking about fishes, how can we forget state of Goa? Goa is blessed with the best quality fishes. The month of April and May are the best times to dry the fish. Handling your catch of the day begin with cleaning and icing or freezing of the fishes as soon as possible. Top quality fresh fish are essential for fish preservation. Of all flesh foods, fish is the most susceptible tissue decomposition, development of rancidity and microbial spoilage. Safe handling of fishes are important to reduce your risk of food-borne illness and to produce a quality meal. Now, here comes the fish of Goa. Flatted grey mullet, Mughal cephalus, locally known as shepto, is the dominant fish species of Goa, both qualitatively and in terms of economic value. Now, methods of preservation are drying, freezing, salting, smoking and canning.
Johar everyone, I am Ishta Das, student of Standard 12, JUSCO School Kadma, Jamshedpur, Jharkhand. Now I am going to speak about fish processing. The term fish processing refers to the processes associated with the fish and fish products between the time fish are caught or harvested and the time final product is delivered to the customer. The products of the fish industry are usually sold to grocery chains or to intermediaries. Fish are highly perishable. The fish processing industry is important in the attachment of self-sufficiency in fish. Fish processing prevents wastage, prolonged and shelf life of highly perishable fish. Now, the question comes, how long can fish be kept? In general, raw fish should be kept in the fridge 1 or 2 days maximum. If you are not going to eat the fish immediately, you can freeze it. It is the best to freeze fish immediately to preserve freshness. Enzymes are proteins which assist biological reactions. Example, the conversion of certain organic substances into different ones. Those enzymes start breaking down components into smaller parts and cause release of toxic substances, which affects smell, taste and makes the flesh soften. Formation of TMA, trimethylamine, DMA and NH3 by decomposing, causing deterioration, producing bad smell. pH increases from normal 6.4 to 7.8. Bacteria are the microorganisms invisible to naked eye, breaking down the wastes and bodies of dead organisms. Under favorable conditions and due to enzymatic changes, microbiological spoilage starts quickly in fresh and non-acidic products such as fish and meat. They break down the cellular part or matrix of flesh by secreting some enzymes. With fatty fish or meat, chemical reactions can take place between the fat and oxygen in the air. By exposing these products for a long time to air, example during drying and smoking, the product acquires a ranacid smell and taste. Fish preservation and processing is a very important aspect of the fisheries. Normally, the fish farms or other fish capturing sites are located far off from the market place and there is chance of fish decomposition and the uncertainties of their sale in the market. When fishes are caught in numbers greater than the amount of consumption, their preservation becomes a necessity for their future use. Preservation and processing therefore become a very important part of commercial fisheries. It is done in such a manner that the fishes remain fresh for a long time, with a minimum loss of flavor, taste, odor, and the digestibility. Thank you.
Johar. I am Vishnu Singh of class 12 from JUSCO school Kadma. I am going to present art integration project of computer. We are going to talk on the topic cyber security. The word cybercrime conjures images of a shady man covered in a hoodie working furtively in a basement. But, well, that is not the reality. Cybercrime, a very well planned, organized and professional crime. If you are wondering what is cybercrime, so a few short note examples would include buying and selling illegal software and malware, hacking of servers and corrupting systems that could cost billions to individuals, organizations and governments. In a nutshell, cybercrime refers to any crime carried out using a computer or an electronic device, primarily by the internet. As the internet has opened a plethora of opportunities and possibilities to consume and access information and connect, the impact of cybercrime has penetrated deeply with cybercriminals gaining from a broader surface to attack. Now we are going to know the classification of cybercrime. Cybercrime is classified as malicious, spam and grey mail. Sender authenticity is classified as imposter, compromised account, temporary, spoof, lookalike domain and display name deception. Then sender identity is classified as internal and external. Internal includes executive and co-worker. External includes partner, vendor, brand, acquaintance and stranger. Recipient also is classified under internal and external. Internal includes employee and contractor. External includes partner and customer. Now, threat delivery is classified as link based, payload based and response based. Lastly, motivation is classified as financial, theft, destruction, political, revenge and thrill or ego. What are the most common types of cyber crime? So the most common types of cyber crime are hacking, salami attack, malware dissemination, software piracy, forgery, obscene or offensive content, pornography, cyber sex, fraud, phishing, spoofing, spam, denial of service, threatening, net extortion, cyber terrorism, drug trafficking, cyber warfare, cyber stalking, cyber defamation and IRC crime.
Johar, I am Nidanshu Giri. Cyber criminals. There are 5 types of cyber criminals: the social engineer, the spear fisher, the hacker, the rogue employee, and the ransom artist. The social engineer. Cyber criminals pretending to be someone else can trick unsuspecting employees to compromise data.
In one scenario, a spoof email purporting to be from the CEO of a company directs an employer to send a PDF with employee's 1099 tax form for an upcoming meeting with the Internal Revenue Service. The social engineer is able to capture personally identifiable information, that is PII. The spear phisher. Social threat factored into just under one-third of the confirmed data breaches. With phishing, the tactic used in 92% of social retail attacks. An email can be appeared to be from the legitimate sender but actually contains a malware. An email can appear to be from a legitimate sender but actually contain a malicious attachment or link that can give spear phisher access to banking credentials, trade secrets, and other information that they are able to access.
Johar, my name is Sudhanshu Sinha, the hacker. Nearly two-thirds of the confirmed data breaches involved leveraging weak, default, or stolen passwords. Malware poses a serious threat as it can capture keystrokes from an infected device even if employees use strong passwords with special characters and a combination of upper and lower case letters. Still, strong passwords are the first line of defense against hackers. The rogue employee. Disgruntled employees present an insider threat to data. Insider threats accounted for 15% of breaches across all patterns, and they can be especially challenging for companies because employees often have both access to data and knowledge of what is stored and where. Restricting access to sensitive data to only employees with an immediate need to use the data can help reduce the threat. Companies can limit, log, and monitor internal account usage to protect against rogue employees. The ransom artist. Bad actors have been modifying codes and implementing new ransom attack methods, sparking a rise in ransom as the fifth most common form of malware. Many companies are paying ransom, often via anonymous Bitcoin payments, to have their data restored. The people who fall victim to ransom are not following the information security rules, including encryption and frequent backups.
Johar, I am Siddhant Parekh of class 12. Your alertness can keep us safe in Goa. Do not touch unclaimed objects. Before renting your house, check the credentials of tenants. Before selling your vehicle, check the credentials of the buyer. Before renting car or bike, keep on record copy of ID proof. Maintain record of user's identity and number called in case of STD or IST calls from your PCO. Maintain record of user's identity and login or logout time in case of cyber cafe or internet usage. Please inform the police on seeing any unidentified object lying at a public place or in a public transport, as it could be an explosive device. Also, before you rent your residential or commercial property, be careful and ensure the bona fides of the tenants and verify their particulars. It would also be wise to use your discretion and check the credentials of the buyer before selling or renting your vehicle. Cybercrime prevention tips by Goa Police. Beware of the latest cybercrimes and its nature. Beware of phishing emails, phishing calls, and smishing messages. Never share your bank credentials such as account number, debit or credit card number (OTP) with anyone over email, phone call, or SMS. Never make friendship with strangers on the internet and do not fall prey to their story, sympathy, or gift offers. Do not blindly believe in ads that pop up on the internet. Share minimum personal information over the internet. Avoid giving your credit card or ATM cum debit card to strangers at the ATM for cash withdrawal. Use strong password and change them periodically. Change all default passwords. Never allow strangers to use your phone or computer. Skip emails and messages that you do not recognize. Double check that the site you are visiting for purchase is a genuine site. Always use a genuine software and regularly update them. Cybercrime Police Station of Goa. In charge, Prashal Naik Desai. Designation, Police Inspector. Contact number 0832 244 3201. Mobile number 7875756183. Email picyber@goapolice.gov.in. Fax number 0832 244 3201. Be alert, be vigilant, be safe. Thank you. Johar.
Johar everyone, my name is Nachiket Kashyap, an accounts learner from Standard 12. Today, my topic is how accounts is helping us in sustainable development. Financial development. In the context of a very large proportion of working age population, the development of financial sector could aid economic growth through mobilization of saving and promoting investment. The formal financial system in India is dominated by banks, and so is the case in Goa. In fact, Goa leads in terms of development of banking in India. Over time, the number of commercial bank branches in Goa increased tremendously with a ratio of 1,080 population per commercial banks, as against all India average is 13,270. Goa has one of the best banking services in the country. The sectoral flow of credit reflects the structure of the economy and demographics. The industrial sector accounted for the highest share in credited, followed by personal loans and services. The industrial and sector service receives maximum credit, reflecting continuing industrialization. Now, priority sector lending. The Reserve Bank of India for long has executed a mechanism called priority sector lending, through which credit is channelized to certain preferred sectors, which inter alia include small scale industry, small businesses and agriculture. In the post-reform period, the priority sector group has been expanded to include advances to retail trade, educational loans, microfinance and low-costing housing. This has helped in furthering the cause of financial inclusion. Now we are leading through rural bank in the Goa. Second, the Union Finance Minister. Rural banking. The Union's Finance Minister announces in the budget that every village in the country with over 2,000 population must have access to banking services by March. In order to operationalize this process, commercial banks have prepared financial inclusion plans which have been submitted to the Reserve Bank. As brick and mortar branches will not be viable in very small centers. The approach is to meet this challenge through the business correspondent model and by leveraging communication technology. Under this model, bank appoints agents who provide basic banking services at the doorstep of a client on behalf of the bank. No-frills account. The Reserve Bank has asked banks to open no-frills account. These accounts have no or very low minimum balance requirement and have provisions for small loans by way of overdrafts. This is a very convenient account for small depositors, especially in the rural areas. Now, my co-learner Muskan will further carry you to the sustainable development of accounts in Goa. Thank you.
Johar everyone, my name is Muskan Kumari. Next is Know Your Customer Norms. A major impediment for a common person to open bank account is Know Your Customer Norm. The norm has been relaxed for small accounts, deposit up to 50,000 and credit up to 1 lakh. A simple introduction by an existing account holder in a bank should be adequate to open an account. In this regard, Aadhaar, the unique identification number project of central government which aims at providing a unique ID number for everyone in the country, will help the poor to establish their identity to meet the bank's Know Your Customer norms. Next is KCCs and JCCs. Fifth, farmers can credit from banks conveniently through Kisan Credit Card and General Purpose Credit Cards. Project Financial Literacy. According to Reserve Bank has initiated a project Financial Literacy with the objective of disseminating information regarding the central bank and general banking concept to various target groups. The website link offers basics of banking, finance and central banking for all ages. Our website is also available in 13 languages. Finally, there is also a learning process for Reserve Bank. Next is consumer awareness. The Reserve Bank focused initiatives in the field of consumer protection began with the setting up of Complaint Redressal Cell in 1995. The Banking Ombudsman scheme was launched as an alternative grievance redress mechanism with a view to bring the redress of customer grievance against RES with. Over the years, many changes were brought in BO scheme, including the appeal mechanism and higher monetary limit for compensation. The BO scheme had specified grounds of complaint, and BO, who operated from 22 different offices, had specified and mutually exclusive jurisdiction. Financial inclusion in Goa. In order to provide banking services to a banking outlet in every village having a population over 2,000, 41 villages have been identified for the financial inclusion drive in the state. Focus has now shifted for inclusion of villages with population between 1,000 and 2,000. 65 such unbanked villages have been identified and allocated among different banks for making banking service available. As of end of June, total 1,21,210 no-frills accounts were opened with outstanding deposit of 33 crore, of which 4,930 NFA were credit linked with rupees 9.3 crores. In order to strengthen the financial education campaign of Financial Literacy and Credit Counseling Center was opened at Varna in South Goa. As a success story, it may be noted that 12 courses were conducted and 230 below poverty line beneficiaries were trained, of which 55 have started gainful employment activities. Thank you.
Johar Goa, myself Adit Kumar of class 12. I am a equal learner. The economic, social and environmental sustainability of Goa tourism and the factor that determines the sustainability of tourism development in Goa. Descriptive statistics and factor analysis are the two methods used to examine the sustainability of tourism development. The descriptive statistics establishes tourism development is contributing to the economic and environmental sustainability of Goa. The factor analysis establishes the resource exploitation, resource and environment management and destination. Economic and local sustainability are the influence of tourist destination in Goa. Thank you. Now I hand over to Roshni.
Thank you, Adyan. I'm Nosheen and I'm an eco-learner. Goa's economic growth is driven by the strong performance of its industrial sectors such as fishing, agriculture, tourism and pharmaceuticals. Goa has a well-developed social, physical and industrial infrastructure and virtual connectivity. It has an international airport that is in line with its importance as a globally recognized leisure destination. It also has significant port infrastructure. The state has an established base for the pharmaceuticals industries and an emerging destination for knowledge-based industries such as biotechnologies and IT. According to the Department for Promotion of Industry and International Trade, between October 2019 and March 2021, FDI inflows in Goa stood at $80.77 million. Thank you, and over to Ishika.
Thank you, Nosheen. Johar Goa. Myself, Ishika Raj, and I am an eco-learner. And I am going to explain about Feni drink. Feni drink of Goa is one of the most popular alcoholic beverages. It is so popular with the beach vacationers that trips to Goa are incomplete without sips of Feni drink on the beaches of Goa. Goa has been producing Feni for over 400 years in a typical Portuguese way that does not entail the use of electricity in the process. Here we have a video to demonstrate the making of Feni. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishika. Myself, Pranaditya, and I am an eco-learner. The aim of sustainable tourism is to increase the benefits and to reduce the negative impacts caused by the tourism for destinations. This can be achieved by protecting natural environments, wildlife and natural resources and developing and managing tourism activities. Sustainable tourism is about refocusing and readapting. This requires thinking long-term and realizing that change is often cumulative, gradual and irreversible. Economic, social and environmental aspects of sustainable development must include the interest of all stakeholders including indigenous people, local communities, visitors, industries and government. For all that, I conclude my project on sustainable development in tourism industries. Thank you.
Johar. Good morning everyone. I am Sneha from Standard 12 of BSc Learning. Today I am going to present the Art Integration Project on Trade and Commerce practiced in Goa. My topic is Markets in Goa. Goa is all about boho vibes, beaches and flea market. Goa has a history of minimalism and people comfortably enjoying their lives. But if you think nightlife and beaches are all Goa has to offer, then you might be wrong. It's a shopper's paradise. So let us see the top 5 marketplaces in Goa. Firstly, we have the Mapsa market, or famously known as the Market of Spice. This market attracts local vendors and traders all over Goa. The locals are usually here to buy everyday items. You can find unique textile, antiques and souvenirs to take back home. I'm sure you'll be spoiled for choices when shopping here. Secondly, we have the Anjuna Flea Market. What's a flea market? Flea market is a market that sells second-hand goods. It is held every Wednesday in the beach town of Anjuna in North Goa. Its location near the beach makes it have greater footfalls. Thronged by Indians as well as foreigners, the flea market offers an abundance of local handicrafts, spices, clothes, accessories, beachwear and much more. You can test your bargaining skills at the various stalls and you might just strike a good deal. Next, we have the Kalingat Market Square. The popular Kalingat beach in Goa is lined with innumerable shacks and stalls, making it one of the top markets in shopping paradise. You can buy trinkets made up of shell shells as souvenirs from the perfect beach holiday or treat yourself to fried prawns and beer. Thirdly, we have Saturday Night Bazaar at Artpora. There is no better way to spend a Saturday night in Goa than by visiting the Night Bazaar at Artpora. We strongly recommend this place for shopping in Goa. It's filled with plentiful offerings such as spices, carpets, embroidered textiles and much more. This market provides some more expensive and hard to find handicrafts that is a part of the local produce. And lastly, we have the Mackey's Night Bazaar. This is a simply must-do. There are about 100 stalls that offers multiple cuisines, eco-friendly items and a wide range of handicrafts, live music and a dance floor too that makes this place a very unique experience. This is held from November to April at the banks of River Baga. This night bazaar is definitely a must visit on any trip to Goa. You can find lips-packing delicacies from various cuisines. To add to the fun, there is live music performed by the local bands. Next, Goa is incomplete without fish. Goa has its popular fish markets. Rivers like Mandovi and Zuari are also known for their freshwater fishes. River fishing, beach fishing, sports fishing and adventure fishing is practiced in Goa. The main fish markets in Goa are Ponda Fish Market, Varna Fish Market and the Panji Fish Market. The economic industries of Goa: agriculture, fishing, tourism and mining. Though most people assume that most of the state's incomes come only from tourism, the fact that Goa gets revenue from all sources including fisheries, exports of iron, manufacturing industry and tourism of course, the state is highly dependent on foreign exchange. Let us see the top 3 industries in Goa. Firstly, agriculture. Goa has a perennial problem of finding suitable land for the cultivation of crops because of the state's proximity to the sea and the western Ghats. There is a shortage of land space as well as salinity problem. Rice and fish are the staple diets of Goa. Apart from grains, cashew nuts are cultivated as it's an important crop, as it's the main ingredient of the popular intoxicating drink Fen, which is brewed locally. Next, fishing. The coastline of Goa stretches out to 100 to 105 kilometers. The plethora of water bodies around the state enables the Goan to indulge in a lot of seafood and marine life. Goa is one of the exporters of a number of marine products including fish, prawns, lobster and many more. Lastly, we have tourism. It is literally the bread and butter of the economy. Goa has been labelled the hotspot by the teenagers and young adults. The pristine waters, picturesque architecture and a warm buzz all year have been soul magnets that attract people year-round. Lastly, I would like to conclude by saying that the Rome of East, as Goa is popularly known these days, is now becoming the #1 tourist destination in India and is now on the brink of IT advancement. There is much that contributes to the overwhelming success of the state, and it will continue to grow and mark in terms of being the new age of India. Now over to Adya.
Johar. My name is Aditi Verma and I am from JUSCO School Kadma. This project has given us a surreal experience of art integrated learning. We learned about the different aspects of the state Goa and we are enlightened by the different social aspects that this project encountered. We understood the value of art integrated learning and we are committed to apply it into our daily curriculum. Each individual subject contributed towards the project in their own ways and it automatically enhanced our communication and social skills. The participants also realized the value of hard work as they had been working on the project while preparing for the boards.
Johar, my name is Disha and I am from JUSCO School Kadma. A very good morning to all. I am so glad to deliver the vote of thanks for this project. I would like to thank CBSE board for this perfect learning opportunity. Sunshine Worldwide School, Goa for being the amiable partner for doing this project. I would like to thank our principal Jhumjhumi ma'am and vice principal Anandita ma'am for their constant support and also our subject teachers for preparing us so well. I wish the very best to all the participants. Thank you.